Hello and welcome to another episode. I am Brian, the Unskilled Commander, and this is High Octane. Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to do that stupid sound effect every time because it's funny to me. So, High Octane is where we take one of my decks and we stack it. Perfect opening hand, perfect next 10 cards to try and figure out exactly how fast can this deck possibly win in under absolutely perfect circumstances. No interactions from your opponents, assuming a 4-player game. No counterspells, no board wipes, no nothing. How fast can it go? What is the absolute best you got? And today's episode is going to be our fastest yet, because I can guarantee you this is going to win on turn 3. So much so that I don't even have the top 10 cards stacked. The opening 7 cards in hand is all I need to win. Still, that's only turn 3, though. I guess if it was super impressive, it'd be turn 3 or turn 2. I just don't know how to speed it up just that little bit faster. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments with a different take on the extra cards or something in this specific order. But let's jump right in and see what we got. We have Bruvac, the Grandiloquent, a 1/4 human art advisor. If an opponent would mill one or more cards, they mill twice that many cards instead. Now, I'm sure you probably already know how this is going to win, especially if you've seen a couple of the episodes where mill was being played in my Unskilled Commander episodes, or probably just knowing because it is a popular commander from what I understand. So I'm sure there are people that get it going in turn 2. I just don't know how. But let's go ahead and see what I think the best opening hand is out of the cards I have and that I've created for Bruvac. So turn 1, we're going to draw for turn, but again, I don't even know what this is. Okay, it's just a land because it doesn't matter. The 7 cards over here is what matters. We're going to play a land. We're going to tap it, Snow-Covered Island, for a Soul Ring, tapping the Soul Ring into an Arcane Signet. That's as far as we can go on turn 1. We go ahead and pass it as we screw up all the cards. My goodness. And then bang, bang, bang. Oh my goodness. All the other players just play lands and pass. So we go ahead and untap. Draw another land, which is inconsequential. We then play a land from our hand, tapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to play Gilded Lotus. Gilded Lotus says tap to add 3 mana of any one color. I will tap it for 3 blue to play Bruvac. So that is turn 2. This is it. We're coming up on the last play. We pass turn, bang, bang, bang. Everybody plays a land, passes. They're like, oh man, he ramped really good. Yeah, it's about to end. So we draw a card. It's another land. All right, great. We play a land for turn just because why not? And we do. Maddening Cacophony, kicked. It's normally pays 2 mana. Each opponent mills 8 cards. But if you add the kicker cost, an additional 4, meaning you have to pay 2 blue and 4 mana for 6 total. If it was kicked, instead, each opponent mills half their library rounded up. Rounded up, of course, being the really important part. So we will tap for 3, 4, 5, 6 to play Maddening Cacophony, kicked. You will now mill half your deck rounded up, but because Bruvac is on the field, it doubles that amount. The good thing is it doesn't trigger it again. It doesn't say mill half your library again. It's milling half your library, and whatever that number is, you're going to double it because of Bruvac. And since you round it up, that's your entire library. Your entire library is just destroyed into your graveyard. I go, cool, thanks guys, I pass turn. They go to draw their card for turn. They cannot because they have nothing in their library. They lose the game. They lose the game. They lose the game. I win. All on turn 3. There you go. One of the easiest and fastest high octanes I'm going to have, quite honestly. I don't think I'm ever going to get a deck that goes faster than turn 3. But yeah, again, this is super, super specialized, Going off on turn 3 with this setup, it is theoretically possible that you might be able to get these kinds of cards. Because, you don't really need the Gilded Lotus, of course. We clearly have an extra 3 mana that we don't need, so we could then you know, have 3 less mana, you know, or, you know, not have the Gilded Lotus at all. It's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Although, would we have been able to play Bruvac on the last turn, right? Because it was turn 1, all of this. Turn 2, 1, 2, 3. So you play Bruvac with 2 extra. Turn 3, Maddening Cacophony. So you really didn't even need this. But it's still only turn 3. No matter what I do, because I just can't get anything faster on turn. I can't do any extra spells on turn 1, because the best I can do with the ramp is into 1 blue mana, which can't really do anything unless it's like maybe there's those spells that are like, you know, 0 cost or whatever that you, I don't know, you know, one of the moxes or something of that sort, where it's like, oh, you know, 0, you play it and you can put a bunch of mana in your mana pool, but you have to pay for it on your next upkeep type of thing. Maybe, you know, I guess if that's the thing in blue, then that could get Bruvac out on turn 1, and then turn 2 you pay for it, but then you still wouldn't have enough to kick Maddening Cacophony, so it's still going to be turn 3. So yeah, I'm just not sure if it can go any faster than that. But this still setup could get, you know, you get a bunch of other cards in your opening hand, but you get enough, you know, 1, 2, 3, that, and then you draw a land. You're probably going to be able to get this on turn 3 anyway. And turn 3 means you're probably not going to have too much resistance in terms of counter spells and, you know, someone blowing up Bruvac right off the bat or being able to in response to you casting Maddening Cacophony. So it's theoretically one of the more probable wins, just highly, highly unlikely. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you, you know, got some ideas like, oh man, I didn't know Bruvac could go that fast. Or maybe you're like, oh, that's amateur. I can tell you how to get Bruvac off on turn 1. You know, and by all means, let me know in the comments. Hopefully you'll check out some of my other videos, and hopefully you'll come back and see me next time. Talk to you later.